I'm back. The last series, SG Esports was simply the better team, I think. They just make the better decisions. The draft was pretty even, as I said, but they made the better decisions. They know when to go in, they know when to back off. They just played better, much better. And previously, the teams, people were like flaming and complaining like why the SA region deserve an invite to every minor and major. I'm not saying invite, but qualifiers. And so, but yeah, and because Chinese region seems so stacked, and people are saying it's unfair, like Chinese only have one team and SA also has one team. But now you look at it, SA, they just crushed the Chinese representative VG, like 2-0, and it looks pretty convincing if you ask me. Okay, so now moving to the next series, we have Liquid versus Mineski. This is a pretty hype series, to be honest. Liquid, nobody's seen them play after TI7. This is probably their first series in competitives in the pro scene. And Mineski, they have been doing extremely well in the Southeast Asia region, with Ice and Mushi coming back together after the days in ZK, together with their Jeps, who is now the captain. Okay, so Liquid has first pick. Mineski has first pick, and they banned Earthshaker IO, which is two of GH best heroes, like classic hands down. Liquid is going to pick up Keeper of the Light unless Mineski is going to get a D9 pick here. No, instead they go for Night Stalker. Okay, so means Liquid didn't ban Night Stalker, means they went for the Leech and Nyx ban. Means they weren't planning to pick up Keeper of the Light, because if they wanted to pick Keeper of the Light, they would have banned Night Stalker and wouldn't have given it to Mineski. So by picking this Night Stalker in the first pick, Mineski actually denies the Keeper of the Light pick for GH. For those of you wondering, it's because Keeper of the Light is super strong with his Aghanim's in the daytime, but Night Stalker will just result it in being mostly nighttime, especially once you get Aghanim's and once it's nighttime, and once it's level 3 ultimate. So the Leech and Nyx ban is pretty straightforward as well for Liquid, and they will go for Venom. Will they go for the Prophet here for Mind Control? The Venomancer is a very versatile role for Liquid, as they can play it as a offlane or carry. This is why Koroku is okay to pick it up here early in the draft. Yeah, they go for GH Earth Spirit. Something new. He isn't really known for his Earth Spirit plays, but because with IO, Earthshaker, Nyx Assassin, as well as Night Stalker all taken out of the pool, there's not much version 4 heroes left. Probably the other options are like StarLadder, which he tends to play, or Patch. Once in a while he does in TI7. But maybe Liquid wants to experiment with something different. Maybe they have been practicing this hero in the past 1-2 months after TI7. So Mineski, what would they go for here? They can pick up their Persian 5 hero, maybe something like AA.
Team Liquid's turn to
instead they go for the Necrophos. So Necrophos and Venomancer both pick up in the first phase. Necrophos is very similar to Venomancer. I'm writing an article for Cyberspots on the art of drafting. It should be up soon, probably within the next few days. I mentioned it a few times already. So in this article, I'll talk about why Venomancer and Necrophos is so popular in the current meta. And yeah, mainly because it's very self-sustained and it's versatile. You can put it in either of the lanes, off lane, mid, carry, and so that provides a open draft to you, even if you pick it up early. Because you don't want to pick up calls early, you don't want to show your hand. But with these two heroes, or these two types of heroes, your opponent wouldn't know which lanes they're going to. And so it's not that straightforward. And also they're super strong, cancerous, and they're very self-sustaining laners. So usually teams will go for some sort of magical damage in their mid lane to counter the Necrophos. If you need some magical burst to go through Ghost Shroud. If not, Necrophos will just be almost unkillable. Liquid banned away Enchantress. Jeps is pretty well known for his Enchantress. After transiting to the Persian 4 role, he has been doing pretty well. And Mineski bans the AA. AA is pretty good against Necrophos because of you don't allow him to heal with the Death Pulse as well as his passive. And yeah, Liquid banned the Mirana. Mirana. I think Nana is Mirana is one of Nana's most comfort
10
hero.
seconds
Yeah, so
remaining.
it's kind of a target ban right here.
5 seconds remaining.
Mirana is also one of the harder heroes for Earthspirit to gang in the mid lane. Like if you want to gang him, he'll just deep out. So yeah, Liquid wants the Earthspirit to have a little more impacts in his ganks. Both teams now have a certain way to scout the map.
Team
They have Venomancer
Liquid's
wards
turn
on
to
Liquid
pick.
and Night Stalker with the insane night vision from Night Stalker at night, and even especially if he gets Aghanims, then he'll have flying vision, which is insane. Mineski bans away Daxia, which is one of my control's comfort hero. This is another
10
targeted ban,
seconds remaining.
and Daxia plus Earthspirit is actually a very strong combo for the longest time.
5 seconds.
A lot of teams are very comfortable with vacuum into the Earthspirit kick, the Boulder Smash, I think it's called. Oh, and Liquid goes for Kuroki's Chen. I think, okay, I'm not very sure, but I'm not sure who's the one playing the Chen. I believe it's Kuroki playing the
10
Chen and
seconds
GH playing the
remaining.
Earthspirit, but I might be wrong.
5 seconds remaining.
Will we get to see a Ice Timbersaw? This game is pretty bad for Timbersaw, I would say. There's no strength hero on Liquid side, and okay, Earthspirit is strength hero, I think, yeah, but that's not the point. You're very easily kited by heroes like Venomancer, and you have a lot of spell damage from Liquid side, which makes Timbersaw not as strong. He can still go for like pipe and stuff, but I don't see why they would pick up Timbersaw here. Liquid currently has a pretty stable lineup. They have good ganking in the early game with Chen and Earthspirit. They have very self-sustaining core on the Venomancer. And Mineski goes for the Witch Doctor here. Okay, so what they're trying to do now is, because you look at Liquid's lineup, they have Venomancer, they have Earthspirit. They are very heavy on the AoE damage over time. Like Earthspirit Ultimate, Venomancer Ultimate, they're all damage over time and AoE based. So Witch Doctor and Necrophos, the heals, they're going to out-heal the damage coming from Liquid. This is pretty smart pick by Mineski if you ask me. And with this Witch Doctor pick, they can actually go for something like a Faceless Void, which is pretty strong in the current meta as well. You can be off lane on Ice, you can be safe lane on Mushi. The Necrophos player on Mineski is either Mushi or Moon. Moon as in Nana. So yeah, Mineski's draft is still pretty open in terms of cost, and same for Liquid as well. If I'm not wrong, Venomancer is usually played by Mind Control most of the time, but once in a while, I think Matumberman does play as well. And that looks like a Matumberman hero. I believe Miracle plays it as well, but yeah, so both teams are actually playing very smart, like drafting very well. They are keeping their options very open.
10 seconds remaining.
Like if they feel like a need for them to switch things up at the last pick, they can do it with their current picks. Pakna is pretty good against Necrophos. It kind of enforced the pushing strat that Liquid currently have with the Chen and Venomancer. So I think they will be able to take like 4 or 5 towers in the first 15 minutes with their draft.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Medusa, wow. Okay. That's Mushi's Medusa. Okay, so why is Medusa good here?
10 seconds remaining. Dire team.
Okay, before I talk about Medusa, I'm gonna say they're gonna ban anti-mage here. Like, just because. Manually Liquid bans Drow because of the composition. This will be very strong. They're afraid of a Necrophos offlane on Ice and Medusa and Drow combo.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
think Mineski should ban the anti-mage.
5
If not,
seconds remaining.
If not, I'm pretty sure we'll see a miracle and damage coming up. Okay, so anyway, Medusa is good here because the Liquid has a lot of magical damage, and yes, it's good against Medusa in a way, but once Medusa hit a certain tankiness, they're going to be way too tanky for Liquid to finish him off just based on spell damage. They're going to need a core, a very strong right click core that can match up to Medusa in the late game. And yes, they ban anti-mage because that's one of the cores that kind of counters Medusa with the mana void and the mana break. So the last pick is going to be a Ice hero, I believe. Could be offlane Necrophos. I think Void will be too greedy here. They probably need some kind of initiator. They don't have an initiator now. Bat Rider is still in the pool, which is very surprising. Instead they go for the Ice Brood Runner. I wanna say that Bat Rider is not very good because they have things like Venomancer. Which the Plague Wards can make it very difficult for the Bat Rider to get his initiation in. Okay, so Mineski goes for a somewhat cheesy draft with the Brood. They have the early game for the Brood to create space, and then the late game for the Medusa to come really online. Very all-rounded draft by Mineski. The only problem they have is they don't really have a catch. Their initiation is like Necrophos ulti or Witch Doctor cast. They're gonna just play a very passive game, I believe, and they won't try to make plays. They just protect the Medusa with Brood Mother split pushing, and then they'll just react to whatever Liquid is doing. Because Liquid's lineup is currently quite early game orientated. They need this last pick they need something to change. But if that's the case, Liquid will be the one forced to put pressure onto Mineski, and Mineski just have to play defensively around the Medusa. Witch Doctor cast is actually very strong when it's played defensively, as well as Necrophos ulti when you can counter, on top of the Medusa's ultimate as well. So for this last pick, yeah, Liquid is taking long because they really need a very good last pick here, and I can't think of any actually. Savan maybe? Oh, Alchemist. Okay, so yes, Alchemist can Alchemist puts the pressure back onto Mineski. Like Mineski wants to play the farm game, and they're gonna be okay with it. But now Liquid has a Alchemist, and he can give Aghanim's to Venomancer, Chen, Esprit, and Pangna. All 4 heroes can use Aghanim. So when it comes to the late game, and if the Alchemist can get free farm all the way, it's gonna be a very initially I think Liquid wants to go for the early game pressure, but now with the Alchemist, they're gonna hit a very strong timing at about the 30-minute mark, where Alchemist is 6 slotted, and Medusa is not yet online. This game is going to be down to whether Liquid can put enough pressure onto Mineski in the early mid game up until the 30 minutes to make sure that when the Alchemist does become 6 slotted, the Medusa is not strong enough to actually stop the pushes with the Aegis cheese on Liquid side. And also, Alchemist is really strong against Brood Mother because of the spiders. If Ice doesn't micro properly, there'll be a lot of gold going into the Miracle's pocket. In terms of whose draft I favor this game, I actually like the approach that Mineski is taking, but this Alchemist last pick is pretty good by Liquid. It'll be a very close game, I think. Ice will create space in the early game, and both teams will be farming pretty passively. Liquid will try to do pushes with 4 of their heroes: Pagna, Chen, Esprit, and Velo. And yeah. Just because Liquid is a better team, I'm going to just say the draft is even, but I'm going to go with Liquid winning this game. Alright guys, that's all for game 1. I'll be back for game 2 and hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.